Ships in America.
The best selection.
Best service.
And best prices.
And now 34th anniversary sale prices on over 1,500 vehicles.
Like a new 1990 Escort or Justy, only $59.95.
That's right, only $50.
Lets them show off some unconventional alternatives.
I'm going to turn it on and see what happens. It's basically just a big, extravagant machine.
The star wheel mechanism is about to engage with the chain, which will make the bottle go one revolution and empty itself. I got the idea that I'd like to recycle the whiskey instead of having it pour into a glass, have a never-ending bottle of Crown Royal.
All of this is to pour a bottle, the Crown Royal bottle, and it's just going to go through a series of actions here. Bottles. This is all colored water, so if I'd have had a bottle of Crown Royal, I would have just said, forget it, you know.
There's the attitude. The Minnesota Department of Transportation says the old Lake Street Marshall Avenue Bridge may never reopen. Part of the new bridge collapsed a week ago Tuesday, killing a construction worker. Last night, the Coast Guard approved allowing some barge traffic to pass underneath that bridge. But up above, there are still lots of problems, as Caroline Lowe reports.
Traffic has been banned on the old bridge since part of the new bridge collapsed 12 days ago. A national reconstruction expert from St. Louis has been brought in by the state to advise whether it is safe to reopen the old bridge. He hasn't made a recommendation yet, but officials say that early feedback indicates the expert may not be prepared to give the bridge a 100% clean bill of health.
I think everyone is a little nervous about
and if that doesn't happen, Transportation Commissioner Len Levine says the old bridge may remain permanently closed.
If we don't get that kind of a firm recommendation, it's going to be very difficult for me to have to sign my name on the bottom line to open that bridge again.
If the old bridge doesn't reopen, Levine anticipates construction on the new span will be accelerated.
Because you wouldn't have the interference of the old bridge, and you wouldn't have to work around the old bridge. That would in itself make it quicker, and it may even get us back on track, because there's no doubt that we've lost time here, and it's very unlikely that we'll get back on track again to get this portion of the bridge open by the fall.
As officials wrestle with what to do with the bridge, some water traffic has resumed below. This weekend, the U.S. Coast Guard gave the green light to allow limited barge traffic through the channel under the bridge. With Jeff Coffer, Caroline Lowe, WCCO Television News in St. Paul.
And Levine says if the bridge does get the okay to reopen, that would happen in about a week to 10 days. Police in Shakopee are investigating an apparent drive-by shooting. This shooting happened just before 1 o'clock this morning. An 18-year-old man is in stable condition at St. Francis Hospital. Police are not revealing many details of this incident, but they say that it did happen on Highway 101 near Valley Park Drive. The victim was shot in the shoulder. Some Minneapolis historical houses that in the past might have been torn down are now getting a second chance at life. Instead of tearing down these two Cedar and Riverside homes, which were built in 1875, the Minneapolis Community Development Agency decided to save them for their historical value. But officials wanted a parking lot on the site, so the MCDA had the homes moved.
They represent the working class housing when they were in the Cedar Riverside area, and Nicollet Island was a working class and middle class neighborhood. So they'll be nice complements to the houses that are there.
The MCDA will sell the houses to anybody willing and financially able to restore the outside to its original style. The total renovation would cost around $80,000 to $100,000 per house. It was a chance to go behind the scenes at the Guthrie, go behind the scenes literally. That story when the Weekend News continues.
At FINA, the drive to the 21st century has begun, and here's where it's led. To a formula for gasoline so advanced it reduces emissions as you drive and increases gasoline mileage with just a few tankfuls. We call these gasolines Genesis, because in so many ways, they're a whole new beginning. Genesis gasoline. from your friends at Pina. A formula for the future.
It's a big bucket blitz. Now at participating KFC restaurants, get a big 15-piece bucket of original recipe chicken or a big 15-piece bucket of extra tasty crispy chicken for the small price of $9.99. That's 15 pieces of original recipe or 15 pieces of extra tasty crispy chicken for only $9.99. Either way, it's a small price to pay for a big bucket of chicken. But hurry, offer ends soon.
Who knows what lurks in the heart of Dodge? The Shadow knows. 45 standard features, more power, a driver's side airbag, price to put Nissan Sentra on ice. Yes, the Shadow knows.
Shadow, with 1,000 cash back or 0% financing.
It's easy. It's fast and it goes over anything. It reduces condensation and noise. It's not metal, so it can't rust or corrode. It's the first roof with a lifetime warranty, and it's beautiful. It's Angeline, the Lifetime Roofing.
Available at Midwest Wire and Steel, South St. Paul, distributed by Georgia Pacific.
Tomorrow marks the scheduled beginning and end for two noteworthy trials here in the Twin Cities. The trial of Larry Jobe, accused of killing a Bloomington woman and her daughter in November 1988, is expected to involve DNA tests as proof. It would be the second local trial to introduce DNA tests. And closing arguments are planned in the trial of adult bookstore owner Ferris Alexander tomorrow. He's on trial for tax conspiracy. Today, 6 more rehabilitated birds of prey are free. They were released at the Minnesota Arboretum for the Raptor Center's spring bird release. 4 owls and 2 kelsters were treated at the Raptor Center this winter and spring. They made their free-flying debut today in front of hundreds of bird lovers. The Raptor Center says it's especially busy with one kind of raptor this spring.
An incredible number of bald eagles have been brought in over the last 2-week period, and most of those were injured either by car, power line, and so forth. And that happens in the spring migratory.
The Raptor Center has treated more than 5,000 birds of prey since it opened in 1974. Visitors to the Guthrie Theater today saw more than just a show. They saw everything that goes into making one, from the sets to the suits of armor. Bill Hudson reports on the special stage tour.
If you had all that on your head, you'd never smile again.
Even if the crown didn't quite fit, it's not every day you take center stage at the Guthrie or feel the weight of body armor.
It's extremely sharp and extremely dangerous. Don't do this at home, kids.
The open house gave the public carte blanche to all aspects of a theatric production. Currently in the works here are 3 Shakespearean history plays. As actors and actresses rehearsed, theatergoers got a glimpse of props and costumes in the making.
We hope that when people see this today, they realize that this is just part of the craft that goes into making a play, and that the acting and the directing and the designing all come together. Theater is a wonderful human experience.
From the making of a voice,
what this will do is help the articulation after you put your tongue back in your mouth,
to the creation of a wig, tiny details often overlooked on the stage. Over 175 costumes will be needed for this summer's Shakespearean history plays. Here, the ideas and the fabrics come together in the workroom to be sewn into the final forms. And well before these costumes appear on stage, there has to be a stage. In a basement shop, sheets of copper are coming together, forming a colorful backdrop and impressing visitors.
How well equipped all the shops are for building all the props for the people and the costumes, and how much design work. It was like a miniature factory downstairs.
And soon it will be the skills of performers taking center stage when the productions open June 30th. Bill Hudson, WCCO Television News, Minneapolis.
And those opening performances will make theatrical history. The first time an American theater company performs 3 Shakespearean plays in one day. They were riding a carousel at the Minneapolis Institute of Arts today, watching a juggler, and also spending some time playing marbles on the floor. The French Circus was part of the opening celebration of the Intimate World of Alexander Calder show. That exhibit runs through July 15th. Minneapolis and New York City are the only two U.S. cities to display the Calder exhibit. The show next goes to Japan. The place to be today was outside in the great weather. Matt Balo will be here in a minute with the week's forecast.
We're here celebrating Judy's birthday, except Judy can't be here. She's on one of those expensive diets with lots of restrictions. But we're here because with Weight Watchers' new Fast and Flexible program, you can eat the foods you want, where you want. And Weight Watchers meetings cost less.
Everyone's talking about Weight Watchers' new Fast and Flexible program. Lose weight without changing your lifestyle. Join now for only $9. Call Weight Watchers today.
Motor Trend calls it the best American front-drive luxury sedan today, the Cadillac Sedan DeVille. Its styling is unique in the world. The 6-passenger DeVille attains high achievement in interior comfort, and its Cadillac exclusive V8 is singled out as the best power in the front-drive class, factoring in the world-class value. Motor Trend concludes the Sedan DeVille is easy to buy, tough to beat.
Right now, get $1,500 direct from Cadillac when you purchase a new DeVille.
So, Bill, we haven't heard much from you since your accident. Guys on your crew want to know when you'll be back to work.
Well, the doctor said it's going to be a while.
Oh, the doctor?
Yeah.
So, what have you been doing with yourself?
Oh, I managed to keep busy.
Everything's okay around there, huh?
Oh, yeah, fine. Never better.
If you've been injured in an accident, know your rights. Call the law firm of Sieben, Gross & Von Holtum.
You take care now.
Thanks. I will.
We're putting the word out. This weekend, Sun Valley Waterbeds is having one of its biggest sales of the year, a spring clearance sale. Sealy and Sealy Posturepedic Mattress 4 models start at just $1 above cost. Complete waterbeds from only $119. Soft-sided waterbeds, dressers, mirrors, and nightstands are 20 to 50% off. And sheet sets begin at $19.99. Plus, put no money down, make no payments, and pay no interest for 90 days. The spring clearance sale is this weekend at Sun Valley, Waterbeds and more. And that spells savings.
It was the perfect day to take a stroll near Minnehaha Falls. We're still a good 6 or so weeks from the official beginning of summer, but you aren't hearing any complaints around the Twin Cities area, not this weekend anyway.
No, after last weekend when it was so cold, this was really pretty nice out there.
Great.
It was great. Now, we've had some severe weather we've talked about in the past. In fact, this year, we're already in the severe weather season, but it also hasn't been this nice for a Sunday stroll. In fact, 25 years ago, was the big tornadoes that rolled through the Twin Cities on May 6th of 1965. 14 people were killed, hundreds were injured, and a quarter of the homes in Fridley were destroyed. 1,500 of them, entire neighborhoods were gone. Meanwhile, this hit right at the dinner hour, and there were 6 of those tornadoes as well. Most of those homes damaged and destroyed. Just a horrible scene out there. There were 6 of them, as I mentioned. Those tornadoes mainly made their way through the western and through the northern suburbs of the Twin Cities, and you hear us talk about them quite a bit and talk about the 25th anniversary mainly because they were so significant. The first one hit about 20 minutes from now in the evening. It lasted for 16.5 miles. It made its way from just west of Chaska through Navarre. The second tornado also made its way across Lake Minnetonka through Deep Haven. The third tornado made its way later on through Glencoe and back into Lester Prairie. That was on the ground for 15 miles. All of these were major tornadoes. The fourth one made its way through Norwood, and the 2 that did the real damage to Fridley were the 5th and 6th. One was on the ground only for 15 minutes, but it cut right through the heart of Fridley in North Minneapolis for 6 miles. And then an hour and 20 minutes later, another tornado hit the same spot. This one was on the ground for 20 miles, made its way from Golden Valley all the way through Mounds View. These did a lot of damage 25 years ago today. Today, though, no severe weather to report anywhere in the country. In fact, you'd be hard-pressed to find much in the way of rainfall. A few scattered showers down in Florida, a few showers up in southern Pennsylvania, but most of the country is enjoying a nice spring afternoon and evening. The high temperature of the Twin Cities today made it to 72 degrees so far. The low temperature this morning was 38. The normals for this period are 66 and 43, and so far we've had no precipitation. Currently outside it is mostly sunny. The temperature is at today's high of 72. We have a calm wind out there right now. The dew point a comfortable 29 in the barometer. It's on the fall. It reached 29.82 inches. Temperatures just great across the entire 5-state area. Mostly 70s. Rochester right now, the cool spot at 69, much warmer out in the Dakotas. They're in the 80s there, and that warm weather is just going to keep heading our way. The next storm system is still well off into the northern Rockies, and thanks to some high pressure, which is in control, Lots of sunshine out there today. We've had that sunshine all day long. Have a few cirrus clouds now gradually filtering into the northern half of the state, but they're really not going to do too much damage tonight. You'll still be able to see plenty in the way of stars. And that next storm system, as I mentioned, still way up in the northern Rockies. It's gradually going to start making its way toward the upper Midwest tomorrow. Shouldn't affect us too much tomorrow, except that we'll start to see an increase in the winds in the afternoon. It'll start to get a little breezy out of the south and southwest. Most of the clouds, though, and all the precipitation should stay back in the Dakotas. And as this cold front moves through, there's the possibility that there may be some severe weather tomorrow as close as eastern South Dakota. So that's something that we will be watching. We certainly won't have any severe weather here tomorrow, but we will have more in the way of summer-like temperatures as 80s continue to bubble up into the upper Midwest and 70s over most of the rest of the state. Temperatures well above normal. An extra day of summer before things start to cool down. The forecast tonight, though, clear to partly cloudy, 48 for the low, so a little chilly out there. A southwest wind, it'll be picking up at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then for tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, much warmer. 83 for the high, a south wind in the afternoon, 15 to 25 miles per hour. Good afternoon for kite flying weather, but then partly cloudy tomorrow night with a chance of some scattered thunderstorms, and 52 for the low. That chance for scattered thunderstorms will continue on into Tuesday. We'll have a high then of 75 and a chance for rain on Wednesday and cooler temperatures. The extended outlook calling for 50s for Wednesday and Thursday, 67 for Friday, and cool morning lows, temperatures back into the 30s. So as I mentioned, one more nice day of summer, and one of the nice days of springtime was sent in to us by Elizabeth Nauman over at Eden Lake Elementary School. She sent us a picture there of some roses and some trees and some nice clouds out there. And just a beautiful day to be outside today.
Yeah, the crab apples blooming and everything.
The whole works. Yeah. Everybody planting.
Yeah.
Let's just leave.
Okay. As soon as we're done here, we're going to go enjoy.
Fair enough.
Well, the University of Minnesota has a job opening, and it's a pretty visible one. The U needs a new mascot, a new Goldie Gopher for the men's athletic teams. Tryouts were held this afternoon at Williams Arena, and we thought that we'd show a couple of the would-be Goldies. First, this fella. He was pretty athletic himself. He was into breakdancing. Not a bad routine. And this Goldie applicant caught Saturday night fever on the way to Williams and broke into some disco. We don't know who they're going to pick, but I'm sure the new Goldie will be entertaining in the truest Goldie Gopher tradition. Twins try to keep their winning streak alive this afternoon, facing the Brewers' ace. Ralph John Fritz will have highlights coming up next.
So, you're going out and about after this, huh?
Stand by, on air at 5.
Yep. Hey, let's take a closer look at the lakeshore this evening where things are loosening up around the edge. Out and about, on the boat. A restaurant? A boat. Tomorrow. That's it for me. See that boat down there? Yeah? Well, there's someone very special waiting. Ah, so you're going out and about in the boat? Yeah, yeah.
The time has come for a new kind of full-size luxury, the 1991 Chevrolet Caprice. From its proven V8 power and rear-wheel drive to its quiet cushioned ride and solid steel frame, we wanted you to see how beautiful the new Caprice is underneath, because you might forget after seeing what comes on top. The time has come for the new Chevrolet Caprice. Prepare to be impressed.
To make a quick exit from the race, I was going to say, I think we have some of those highlights for you, the funny home videos from the Milwaukee Brewers here today. Keys in this game, Kevin Tapani of the Twins is turning into an excellent pitcher. He retired the first batter every inning. That makes it a little easier. And of course, they were very patient at the plate. They defeat Milwaukee Twins 5th in a row. They're back to 500 now, and that's after playing 18 of their first 24 games on the road. Well, against a pitcher like Teddy Higuera, who was 7-1 lifetime against the Twins. You need to seize every opportunity you can, like Gene Larkin did here in the very first inning, sliding into first base on a throwing error. He's in there. Larkin then stole second and scored on another Brew miscue. Watch this one. This time Paul Molitor, whoops. It's into the outfield. This time Molitor makes the error. Larkin makes it 1-0 Twins. It stayed that way till the 6th. Brian Harper follows yesterday's grand slam homer. Single to left, scores Gary Gaetti. It's 2-zip Twins. Shane Mack has been hitting the cover off the ball. He's up around 400. This hit still in the 6th inning, makes it 3-0. Dan Gladden also knocked in a run. Tapani had all he needed. He also got his first complete game shutout of his career. Highlighted by Dave Parker, they're striking out 4 times. Tapani with a career record 9 strikeouts. That one against Glenn Braggs ended the game, and the Twins did seize every opportunity they had today, come away a 4-0 winner. Tapani is now 3-2. It's his first loss, the first loss ever for Teddy Higuera at County Stadium in Milwaukee. The Twins now return to the Dome Tuesday night for 6 games against Cleveland and Milwaukee.